सो हाय एवरीवन। आज है 30 तारीख एंड अप्रैल का महीना, बुधवार का दिन एंड एक्सपायरी सेशन है आज के दिन। तो मार्केट थोड़ा सा फ्लैट ओपन हो रहा है। आई हैव सम प्लान्स इनटू द मार्केट बट फ्लैट ओपनिंग के केस में थोड़ा सा हमें डरना पड़ेगा। रीजन आई विल टेल यू क्विकली। तो वो रीजन यही होता है कि मार्केट ने जो प्रीवियस डे यहाँ पर हाई बनाया है, यहाँ पर सेलर्स अगर बैठे भी होंगे तो स्टॉप लॉस यहाँ पर वो लगा रखा होगा। बात करें अगर बायर्स की, तो बायर्स भी कहीं ना कहीं क्योंकि ट्रेंड बाइंग साइड में है और ऐसा कोई मेजर मूव भी नहीं आया बायर्स को निकालने के लिए, बायर्स वुड बी होल्डिंग देयर पोजीशन हैप्पीली बाय प्लेसिंग द स्टॉप लॉस समवेयर क्लोज टू दिस लो, which is 24,200, 220 or something close to this. सो इन दोनों रेंज के अंदर अगर रहता है तो क्योंकि एक्सपायरी सेशन है एंड देर आर सम न्यूज़ कमिंग इन फ्राइडे, सो इफ मार्केट होवर्स हियर अराउंड ओनली, आई विल नॉट लुक फॉर एनी काइंड ऑफ ट्रेड। लुक मार्केट कैसा क्लोज हुआ है आज के दिन, एक जो डेली टाइम फ्रेम पे बना था कैंडल विच इज समवेयर क्लोज टू indecision candle or a hammer candle. You can't say it is a hammer, but it is most probably a indecision candle, right? So on the follow up of this indecision candle, market could probably, what can it do? It can either trap both buyers and sellers being sideways here, एंड बैंक निफ्टी की अगर बात करें तो बैंक निफ्टी भी देखो 382 के आसपास ओपनिंग दे रहा है। 500 का एक रेजिस्टेंस ऑलरेडी है बैंक निफ्टी के पास। तो वहां से अगर रेजिस्टेंस लेता है थोड़ा सा, देखो मोस्ट प्रोबेबली सेलर्स यहाँ पर बैठ गए होंगे, तो फर्स्ट इनिशियल जो बाइंग साइड का मूव होगा होगा अगर उसमें मार्केट सस्टेन करने की कोशिश करता है, देन इट विल बी वेरी गुड फॉर द upcoming sessions for the breakouts also. So let the market be break first on the highs, because when the particular accumulation of sellers happens over these particular levels, which is 80,500, because people will be placing stop losses here happily. So if market does that, then we will be planning for a buying side position. Otherwise, we will be holding and we will be staying calmly looking at the charts. We add the positions also, sorry, premiums also. What could be the first pre-market overview would do? When market opens flat, so there could be a possibility of this range to sustain today. If this range sustains, probably what would happen? People, I'm telling about from the perspective of sellers. Sellers would be placing the stop loss. They will not place a stop loss very close. They will place somewhere close to 24,200. So the short positions on 24,200 and 24,450 would be more compared to these two levels. So possibility would be they would try, or if they would be having with good amount of money, and they would try the market to be hovering around this level only. Otherwise, they will be getting a hit on the premiums because of the gamma spike. So that if that doesn't happen, then probably if any breakout kind of move happens, you can. But on the first 5 minute itself, most probably it would be a green color candle, and having said that, market will be targeting those buyers, those sellers on above, because there is a news coming in the market in Friday session. So possibility would be more. This kind of breakout would turn into a failure, and market will trap the buyers on the first initial move. But we need to look. But possibility would be first green color candle and continuation. If doesn't happen, we need to we need to plan for a put side also. Let's see, there is few seconds left for the market open. If you tell about the major stocks also, they are also pretty negative only. The opening is quite negative. So if market does not open in a positive scenario, okay, so then we have got the point that market is not going to target the above sellers. And most probably, it would target the downside buyers, or it would target the long-term holders. who are placing the stop loss somewhere close to this. But if there are multiple points of support here, if market takes that, then probably it would trap only. So what we can assume from this kind of move is about the premiums. Put options are already getting a little bit higher premium. So market being on a positive, closing on a positive note, which is holding, right? Which is not breaking down on any kind of points or levels. So closing on a positive note and showing this kind of upside momentum defines that the long-term or weekly view of market, which is kind of bullish, is not going to sustain today. Let's see. Let market be clear about what it is going to do. Then we will be planning something also. The previous support, which is there in Bank Nifty, it has broken it. And if you look at the closing price also, it has opened above and already attracted a good chunk of sellers there. There is no such value remained in the call option. So I need to change the options. So already the call options are pretty low priced only. So call options already lost their value. So keeping them is not a good idea. And there's some new ones and we add a good put option. But look at the gap. This is called the volatility of option. If you look at the gap between ITM on the slight ITM, it is somewhere close to 50 rupees. And in call also, the gap is somewhere around 40 rupees. So the 50 rupees gap which is there in call options, sorry, in put options, and if you look at the put options also, the 50 rupees gap will act as a covering area. Means market will not be unstable at that point of time. Means it will be coming into its original nature, which is not being so much volatile, and which is a little bit also high, which is 17.74. Also, Sensex has shown a good chunk of rejection from downside, which is on its previous low itself. But what probably you can see is because of today's expiry. So fall side move already started right now. No doubt the rejection is good, but concerning part here becomes this. Looking at the rejection, people would be definitely selling that. No doubt the low is at a particular distance only. Market grabbed the liquidity completely on the first particular rejection itself. That rejection to sustain here only. we can on this particular candle it is most likely it will not sustain. That's why I'm looking for a good trade only. So let's not think a bit. I think on a basis of our plan itself, which is if I think a bit, let's have the positions. So got a price of 66, which is fair enough. So place the stop loss also. Probability of what I am expecting is this day low breakdown because of market has accumulated a good chunk of sellers here. What I mean by sellers is the call sellers, right? So expectation would be that only. But we need to look at what that this rejection is a true rejection or just what is it? Low is 57, right? So probably our stop loss is at 56. So close to the low is our what stop loss is. Most likely it will continue. Two times it has done the breakout, right? And on the both of times, if you look at the candlestick also, a clear accumulation of you can say buyers happened first. On the first candle itself, market accumulated good chunk of buyers. The low it hasn't done the breakdown yet in the call options also. Also, the liquidity area is an put option right here, or you can say there is a gap. So this is going to be the major volatility area because market has opened flat. So people would not be able to take any kind of decisions. Also, if you look at the call option, liquidity already market has grabbed perfectly. And if it is going against also, So most probably after the low breakdown of previous candle, because liquidity market has got already. So market is clearly taking resistance of the closing price, right? That's why there is a clear risk of people selling over the breakdown. So this is the trade that we have taken, and it has gone good. Like it is going at 80. Similarly, it has tapped for the first chunk of buyers here, and then after showing momentum. But what my plan is just to see the liquidity hunt if happens right here, then probably it would be far better for the market to get into the trend again. So that's that, right? So particularly, if you look, if I ask me about where will be the entry in call option, and particularly at the low way down, Sensex has also broken down the previous low and a round number of 80,200. But if market is willing to be negative for today, then we can't conclude that it would go right. So probably we can get what. So let's have the option entry here in call option. So with a minimal risk only, I'm entering into the option. No doubt there could be a liquidity graph. So if that happens, then I will add just one position right here. Otherwise, if it goes smoothly, then we could see a good chunk of target today because we are in the direction of trend only. So there will be, I think, most probably, uh, we will not see any kind of risk there. So already price is going a little bit higher only. So let's see, because it is position in the side of trend only. There is no need to be worried about. So because it is on the direction of trend, let's see how the position floats here. Let me paste the stop loss. So possibility would be we can see a good chunk of target. But if there is a point of concern only, if market is planning to stay sideways today, then we can't conclude that this is a move that is gonna sustain because market can trap everywhere. So you need to be very thoughtful about that also, right? So keeping that in mind, I am thinking that most probably we can see a good chunk of targets here. But let's see if market is not planning to sustain over the call side also. Then you can't say anything, right? You can't complain that market done this, market has done that. So Let's see. Close to so going fair enough only. Once the put sellers will start to take exit from the market, it is very likely that we can see a good chunk of targets once it happens, right? So other than that, if market does not sustain this move, look, the option that we are in is 250 and it has already become ATM. So probability of this turning into a ITM is very low. Or if it turns into a ITM also, the chances of it becoming moving fast is very less likely, which happened on OTM to ATM. And if you tell about ATM to ITM, it becomes, then the probability of it getting slow is very high. So keeping that in mind, also keeping that expiry factor in mind, so we need to think where we could plan to book, right? So liquidity hunt happened in put options also. So most probably what could happen here if this goes wrong also, this can turn out to be a rejection candle. If that happens also, we could see a continuation towards upward side. If that does not happen, so we will be planning to book the trade on somewhere between the, this particular candle closing. Other than that, market is running in profit, so there is no need to be worried about, right? But yes, we need to keep in mind that market has already done a liquidity hunt in the put options. Let me place the limit. If I am getting that in fluctuation also, that would be good. But let's see. I need to look for what could happen. So 1 minute left for the candle closing. And there is no need to be panic about it. Definitely there is a pivot rejection above. Market should come there first. So if I am placing it to somewhere because the liquidity hunt happened already, I need to think about it. If this would be closing in a rejection candle, then I would be getting so much of confidence to hold this trade. But it has not. And the put options itself, almost with good volumes only, the liquidity market has already grabbed the liquidity. Let's say in fluctuation, if I am getting 100 and somewhere close to what? No, sir, there is zero probability of this going right. So let me exit. What is the candle right now? It is somewhere close to 90. If market will run in a concept of liquidity hunt, then probably this could be our trap also, right? So let's see. Let's observe the bump of the market because this is the bump and this is the, you can say, bumper of the road. If you absorb it, then market is having a probability of giving you targets also. So don't absorb it. If your shock absorbers are not strong enough, then you will must hurt yourself, right? Candle it closed in seems like a candle of trap for the sellers only. So this is why what I told you, right? So these are the bumps that you need to be confident about holding those, right? So once I am seeing a move till the pivot, then we can plan for booking. Other than that, let the market run. Because there are so many times when I am losing this kind of move. And this time I'm getting that, so there is no need to be worried about. There is no need to, because this money, this unrealized PNL is not mine. If you get greedy about the unrealized P&L, oh, that will gone now, the profit will wipe out. So the profit is not your part, right? Profit is never yours. You are just here to manage your risk and to get whatever market gives out of that. 2 minutes left for the candle closing. We can see a little bit of stretch out of here. Also need to keep the expiry factor in mind. 350 is a good chunk of round number, but if you look at the Sensex also, now, the day high that it has made is not yet broken out. And in bullish market itself, if you worry about your entry and your target, so that is not something that you should be doing, right? So if you are in the trend and if you are having a good chunk of momentum, just hold and just enjoy the move. So 55 seconds left for the candle closing. Continuation, it has done a good chunk of move in continuation. So let's see. We will plan for a exit also. 44 seconds left for the candle closing. And the high it has made is 119 because yes, people would be placing the orders at 120. That's why the stretch that did not happen. Let's see, spot is getting stretched, no doubt, but premiums are not that much. Spot is clearly getting stretched. 16 minutes left for the candle closing, and if you look at the spot also, it has came till the pivot. So let's plan to book. So placing at 115, and let's see if I get that or not. If not, then need to modify also. But look at the option price. So what option price is saying right now, because it hasn't done a little bit of volumes, possibility of stretch is very high. So let me change this. Let me change this. Why I have changed this? Because the people who would be sellers, I am telling about sellers perspective. Think about the sellers who would be looking at this red candle and selling here. Most possibly, they would be placing the uh, candle high as a stop loss. As per them only, if I am placing my targets there, then possibility of getting the target is very becomes very high. And if you look at, okay, so it is taking resistance at pivot. First of all, day high breakout already happened in Sensex. Where is our entry price? Our entry price is at 63, right? So yes, possibly you can see a sketch, but only concerning part is Sensex has already done the day high breakout. So once their buyers accumulation happens, because of that, we could see an impact on our PNL. So I think planning for booking would be a good option. The candle it has made is showing that possibility would be because it has in 1 minute itself it has taken a good chunk of sellers over here. They would be placing stop loss very close, and I want that stop loss only. So showing rejection, it is holding right now. So let's not risk the profits. Let's see. Let's book the targets. If I could, let me lastly see the option price. The volumes are not there as such. I'll be waiting for this candle closing because it has done a good chunk of accumulation of sellers. 'This needs to close in buying candle only. Otherwise, if this ends up closing in a red one, look, it is very less likely that it would take resistance here and do a particular downside move. And we can't just say that market is taking resistance at pivot, so it should go down also. If this turns out to be a look, the candle it is closed. It's pretty confusing only, but no worries. We should wait, right? So yes, market is rewarding us right now for our waiting. So possibility would be at least this area is a strong area of resistance. So this should be broken out. I'm trying to just take out most out of this move. 119 is a major hurdle for this. Let's see the candle breakout happens or not. There is no particular scenario where market could trap us. And the concerning part that I have already told you is about the Sensex breakout of 400, right? So if that we can pretty much handle the hindsight of the mind, we can pretty safe. We are running pretty safe. We can conclude that. But the continuation should be happening. Otherwise, let's not look for the hindsight. Look, again and again, I have placing this cursor over here because I am looking for a 137 target. Let's see that we can get that or not. Also, being so much greedy is not something that we should be doing in market. Also, what I have planned, market already done that. So, if market is moving in as per my view, then why to be worried about, right? Also, the resistance that it has taken is looks like it is getting invalid. Close to 400 breakout. Okay, so high is so not 400 breakout yet not happen. Most of the time, once I place this right, I would be thinking in hindsight of the mind that possibly it would go there, but that time I was not in the position itself. So at this point, I am in the position and I am saying that possibly it would go till this. That is the improvement that I have done in myself to achieve this kind of move, right? So let's see. Let me plan to book somewhere. Otherwise, so where I have placed the target, it is very likely to be got. But 47 seconds left for the candle closing. And the breakout and continuation of the particular 400 round number in Sensex already happened. There is a gap in Nifty itself. So yes, particularly I am getting that and I am been placing it to 133 itself. Let's see that I can. Okay, so why this error is order cannot be modified being processed by later. Shut up nonsense. Also, there is no order in the place, right? So let me place it. Okay, so it has got achieved. So congratulations to everyone over there. Yes, they have achieved, and this is the I can conclude this trade is the biggest risk to reward rate. As against 10 rupees of risk, we have got somewhere close to 80 rupees. This is what expectation is from the market. So let's see. Let me come down to a natural state, then I will update you about the market. So let me quickly share with you what market has done. Right here, it has broken the first pivot and taken resistance from the previous resistance itself. And after our exit, which is at 133, it has moved till 145, 10 points more till this resistance. And from where it is taking exact resistance, and it has gone wrong, right? So basically, why we have got the patience to hold because it has taken resistance after creating kind of trap for the buyers. Taking resistance at pivot is a good thing, but why I am concerned is it has taken resistance and shown a good volumes also in premium itself. So there is a very less likely that it would people will be placing stop loss here. I'm telling about the sellers of call. They will be placing stop loss here. So that stop loss that we wanted, and in this premium we have entered and got a decent target, right? If you look at the orders also, so on the first order that itself we have got the stop loss. In the second order, which is at 928, so we have got entry at 160, only 63, and hold it till 133, which is close to 70 points of target. So 70 points of target, and in the premium of 63. So this is close to more than 100% of return on the capital. So this is not the entire capital; it is the capital deployed, unfortunately, but fortunate enough also. So we could hold from 928 to 949, close to some close to 20 minutes. We have holded this trade, right? So basically, we got lucky. So this is the points that we have got, and I am happily grateful to the market because it has given me such an opportunity to hold this kind of trade. Look, in the positions also, if you look at the first position itself, it has taken the stop loss, and in the second one, we have got the targets, right? So another thing is, if you look at this market condition in call option, so why will we will be able to hold? First of all, there is no against candle market has made, right? So this is the against candle, which is red one, right? Means this candle is saying that go and take exit. But this candle low was maintained, so I placed a trailing stop loss in my brain that this is the low that I am going to exit. If that low gets sustained, then I will not. So it gets sustained, so I have holded this trade easily. Target should be this, but yes, I have exited because I have got sufficient enough. Right, in the strike price itself, I have got something somewhere close to 10K. So why to be worried on if you are getting 10K or 10K capital, right? So that's why I have exited here, and why I could be hold it, why I could have been holding this trade so easily. Look, first, jitna bhi keh lo, this is not something which is you can say easy, right? It looks simple, but it is not easy. When profit is running and there is a chance of 100% wiping out the profit, it is not easy. So yes, we have built that in the during my experience, and over everything that we have done into the market, we have built that, right? So basically, we have got somewhere close to 7 days of stop loss in this particular trade. I'm happily giving this to the market. But yes, once I'm getting the target, I should be getting enough. So our entry is also at a good place at very low, right? So yes, that was a great trade, and market is sustaining the pivot after breaking out it, because first move itself is a trap, because market generally first time traps, second time the move that came is a good move, right? So this is what the today's market is. Let's see any observation come. I will definitely tell you that. And till that point, if you are liking this video, please subscribe and like to give me just a good support to your brother, so that I can grow and I can share more knowledge and experience. So let's see if any observations come. I will update you.